I was a member of CORE, which was Congress of Racial Equality, which had a chapter here in Rochester. There's a whole row of restaurants along that highway. This is a highway that a lot of the African ambassadors travel from Baltimore to D.C. And one of them children wanted to have something to eat. And of course, they were not permitted to eat. What they provided for the African American was they cut a hole in the side of the building. You push your money, you make your order and push your money through the hole, and they push your food out it. We drove from Rochester to Baltimore, and as soon as we crossed into Maryland state line, both sides of the highway were lined up with state troopers. So the car that was behind what I was riding in was students from RIT, and they joined to support us. And the young man driving the vehicle was African American, and the females in the car were white. They were students from, as I said before, from RIT. So as soon as they crossed over, the flashing lights stopped. They were pulled over. We drove down just a bit distance, but stopped and pulled on the side. And he was given a summons of a Mann Act, M-A-N-N. That's an act where females are taken and used for prostitution, which of course was not true, but they knew we were coming through, so this is just what they used. When they were able to drive off, we met in a park. Always, that's where we assemble at these kinds of things. We had prayer, much wonderful singing, and that's when the driver told us why they gave him a summons for a Mann Act. After our singing, we would then went out various ways to sit in at the restaurants. When we sat in at restaurants, there always was a male and a female. It might have been a white male and an African-American female, but we purposely chose to sit at the counters. When you sit, the restaurant owner, of course, would read us off the property, how they read us off the property. State trooper was inside the restaurant, provide them with the document that they would read, which was the wordings were such to read us off their property. It's so interesting. State troopers there, but not to protect us, to keep us safe. And when they read us off the property, we immediately exit that restaurant and went to the next. And the restaurants had these round stools you sit on, not booths, at the counter. That's what most of us would sit in. So that was our project. And it did turn out as a blessing. After we finished that Saturday sitting in, they did drop the color line, and it made it possible for those that come on behind us to actually be able to sit inside the restaurant, order a meal, and eat. So that was a blessing. But it was truly dangerous for us. I have 2 children, and I wanted my children to be able to walk into a restaurant, order the food of their choice, and pay for it, and not have to go around the side and stick their money through a cut hole in the wall. It was something I just needed to do, and I did it. I want things better for my children. And it wasn't a sacrifice. I needed to do it to bring about a change.